Hey guys, Coach Ed Haynes here from CrossFit CSTL to bring you our top 5 tips for the 2017 CrossFit Open. Tip number 1, stay healthy. At this point in the season leading into the Open, it's really important that you're in tune with your body. The last thing we want is you to enter the CrossFit Open, which is 5 weeks, and be carrying small little injuries and niggles. Make sure you're spending adequate time doing movement work, getting myofascial release and massage work done, and seeing physios or your coaches about any movement imbalances or injuries. Now's the time to do it. Don't wait till it's too late. Tip number 2, when training, perform your movements to a perfect standard. When you get into the CrossFit Open, a lot of you are going to be getting judged with your workouts. If you're not used to performing the movements to a perfect standard, it's going to be very eye-opening and humbling when you're getting a ton of no reps in a workout, which can also be very demoralizing. Always recommend moving with perfect mechanics before intensity. You guys know that. Implement that into your training now. Next one is no ego. One you've all heard many, many times before. A lot of people don't like to compete in the Open because they think it's baffling their ego. They could be this great training athlete all year round, but then they suddenly get exposed because they're up on a leaderboard for the world to see. Remember, it's all for fun. None of us are professional athletes. It's a great time to have to kind of throw down with your friends and your family in your gym, wherever that may be. And it's just a great time to test yourself. Typically, because it's a competition, often it brings out a new you, and you tend to push harder and go faster and lift heavier than you ever have done before. Don't miss the opportunity to sign up and really see what you're really capable of, but also to expose some areas and priorities that you may need to work on for next year. It's a truly humbling experience. Highly recommend it. You will not regret it. Tip number 4, know when to pace and know when to push. Really important that just because it's a competition, guys, we don't forget about all that hard work we put into the year, training at sub-maximal levels of intensity and learning about pacing. At the end of the day, to get the best score in a workout, it's who implements the best pacing strategy. Just because it's a competition doesn't mean you forget about all of that kind of stuff and just go at the workouts with zero strategy. Okay, tip number 5 is set up your routines now. When we talk about routines, we're really talking about sleep, nutrition, and your training. So let's talk about sleep first. Use now as an opportunity to start dialing in some regular sleeping patterns. That means going to bed at the same time every night, switching off your electronics at the same time every night, and trying to wake up at the same time every single day. Next thing to think about is your nutrition. Do not, just because you get into the Open and the intensity of the workouts are perhaps a bit higher and you're doing more work in the week, start to do things like increasing carbohydrate intake, increasing protein intake, decreasing fat intake. You should set up your routines now so your body can adapt before you get into the competitive season. Last thing is your training schedule. We know that in Hong Kong and in Asia, the workouts are going to be released on a Friday morning. So if you're going to be attempting the workouts on a Friday morning in the Open, then you need to make sure that you're coming in and doing your workouts on a Friday morning in your training. If typically Friday's been a rest day, what we don't want to do is get to the Open time and start doing your first attempt on a Friday, because simply put, your body and your mind is just not used to working out on a Friday. So make sure that you're thinking about your calendar now so that when you get into the Open, your body and your mind is used to the routines and it just becomes another training day. Thank you very much for listening, guys. Hope these tips helped. Remember, as a coaching team, we're here to help. Please reach out and ask us if you do have any questions.